How much are you willing to pay for convenience? My name's David, and this week on Family Food Savings, that is the all-important question. Because I'm exposing what meal kits like HelloFresh and Blue Apron are really costing you. Whether there's any justification for buying them if you're a savvy shopper sticking to a budget, and, well, what you should be doing instead if you are buying them today. Before we get cracking though, if you like getting the inside track on stuff like this and hearing ways to save yourself dollars every week at the grocery store, then think about hitting the subscribe button, doing the notification business too, so you don't miss out on any new tips every week in my videos. So, meal kits, what's the deal and are they better than grocery shopping? Let's find out. If you've stopped by my channel before, you'll know it's all about smart food budgeting and savings. So, I could have ripped through this video, I reckon, in about 60 seconds. Here's a couple of facts for you. The meal kit industry raked in $22 billion globally last year, with the US market accounting for $9 billion of that. Yet, only 1 in 5 Americans actually uses them. Now that sounds to me like a lot of money spent by not a lot of people. But we're going to dig deeper and uncover the appeal of meal kits, their costs, and finally check for any fallacies that might be surrounding this industry. Now you might have guessed already, I have no ties to any meal kit companies, and I have no bias either. I'm here to help savvy shoppers cut through the waffle and save themselves money. Meal kits have risen in popularity over the last 10 years, so they must, I guess, hold some sort of appeal. I'm going to break it down into 3 main reasons that the operators themselves talk a lot about. First, this idea of convenience. Meal kits are positioned as a perfect solution for time-stretched people because they deliver pre-portioned ingredients right to your door. No more wandering the aisles or figuring out what's for dinner. Everything you need, so the story goes, in the right amounts, is ready to go for you. Secondly, they talk about variety. This offer of a rotating menu of recipes, introducing you to new dishes and flavors without the hassle of hunting down new exotic ingredients. And I can see how that could be very enticing, particularly if you find yourself short of inspiration or you're stuck in a mealtime rut. And third, there's this idea of reducing food waste. Because meal kits provide exactly what you need for each recipe, there's less chance of you buying too much and letting it go to waste. If it helps you save money and reduce your environmental footprint, I can see how that too might be enticing for you. So these 3 factors, convenience, variety, and reducing food waste, are certainly something that I think would make you think if you're in a busy household and you're looking to simplify your meal planning. But what about what it'll cost you? This could be the shortest part of this video because, my friends, these costs do not stack up in my opinion. Remember, HelloFresh positions itself as an alternative to shopping at a grocery store. Now, the recommended start point on the HelloFresh website is 3 meals a week, and I've gone for the 2-person option in this bit of analysis. And after some hefty discounts, including scrubbing out the $10.99 delivery fee that was on the table at the outset, they've got me down from $64 to $34 in total for my first box. So, $5.69 per serving. Now again, remember, HelloFresh themselves say they're the alternative to going shopping at the grocery store. So 2 things I want to highlight to you here. One is total spend. According to the USDA, the average grocery spend for a 2-person household on a moderate budget is $161 per week. So spending 20% of that on 3 meals is absolutely phenomenal. If you're planning meals and shopping smart, that $161 is going to go so much further than that. 2 is the cost per meal. Now, I'm not claiming to have carried out a comprehensive meal-by-meal analysis, but I did pick the meat and veggies plan on HelloFresh, and within that, there's a crunchy curried chickpea bowl recipe that I could have as part of my plan. Remember, that'll come in at $11.38 for 2 people. And if I were to buy the ingredients from HEB, that meal will cost me in the region of $3.87 for 2 servings. And obviously, I'm going to have plenty left to make loads of other stuff throughout the week. So this costs a lot more than buying your food from the grocery store. It costs more at the start when they've thrown a load of discounts at you to reel you in, and it has the potential to cost thousands more over time once the discounts run out. You're paying to have someone bring individually portioned food to your door. Just think about that for a moment. So you decide how much you're prepared to pay for that convenience. These guys are charging you a hefty premium, even after discounts. And for savvy shoppers on any kind of budget, that cost just does not stack up. Now, before closing out on this one, I've got to tackle some of the myths, some of these folk tales that seem to surround meal kits, and this kind of social media hype that I've seen just while researching this video. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there was an ad for one of these guys just now before it started. First, let's go back to that convenience angle that they talk a lot about. I can see at face value how that might lure you in if you are super busy. Yes, meal kits appear to save you some time on meal planning and shopping. But what about the time you'll spend unpacking, sorting, and preparing these kits out? HelloFresh Recipe of the Year 2022 was Szechuan pork noodle stir fry, and it still involves 10 minutes of prep, presumably excluding getting everything out and dealing with all the packaging that's left over. So you're still cooking, and it's still going to take you good 40 minutes, absolute minimum, to get this thing on the table. The other thing that doesn't get mentioned is the stuff you don't get sent. Again, this stir fry recipe, for example, calls for salt, pepper, sugar, butter, and cooking oil, all of which presumably have to be acquired at some point from, I don't know, maybe a grocery store. And that's not even considering staples like bread and milk and eggs. What I'm getting at is that these services don't replace supermarket shopping altogether, nor do they claim to be fair. So if you're going to have to go to the store anyway, why not do a proper shop once a week? Get all your ingredients and save yourself time and money that way. Next up comes variety. Meal kits offer a lot of recipes, it's true, but there is a limit to their menu. And once you've got your individually portioned everything and not a lot else in the pantry, that's it. You're stuck with it regardless. So if you're really interested in new ideas and new flavours, then the grocery store is obviously the place to go and express that creativity. With even the simplest of plans, you'll have the freedom to explore and experiment, frankly, till the cows come home. Third up is reduced food waste. This, in my view, is all about diversion. It's true, you're not likely to have much food waste if you stick to their recipes. But on the other hand, you are likely to have a significant amount of excess packaging at the end of it all. The HelloFresh website helpfully suggests you simply fold your box and place it with your curbside recycling. That's if you don't click through for more details, because if you do, you'll find there's 5 different types of packaging that you're going to have to deal with, including cutting open ice packs, emptying the gel into the trash, rinsing them, and then taking the plastic for in-store recycling. Which store, you may ask? I don't know. Most likely the one you didn't want to go to in the first place to buy your food. All of this is going to have an environmental impact. And that's a good place for us to wrap up, because HelloFresh claims that it helps reduce shoppers' carbon footprints. A 31% reduction versus shopping at the store is the on-site claim. And this is a pretty big deal for HelloFresh, because they did a whole big piece of research into it. And I've linked it in the comments just for you. There's a lot of information in there, and I admit it appears thorough, covering packaging, distribution, waste, inventory management, and so on and so on. But whether or not this amounts to a fair comparison versus supermarket shopping boils down, in my view, to 3 things. Firstly, the study says meal kits waste less food, but this assumes everyone wastes a lot from grocery stores. You might already waste very little when you buy from the store. Secondly, the study says meal kit packaging is better for the environment than grocery store packaging. But that too seems to be a fairly sweeping assumption to make. And thirdly, this study assumes we all shop and travel to the store in a particular way. Your habits might be very different, so the claims they make and the comparisons they've made may not be that applicable to you at all. Now, having said all that, if you're still not quite sure you buy it, they do have kittens coming out of a box. So I guess we're all good then. In conclusion then, while meal kit providers like HelloFresh can claim to offer you convenience and variety, they offer them at a hefty price. If you're a savvy, cost-conscious shopper, there are more effective ways to save time and manage your food budget without compromising on quality. Start by meal planning. Get online, pick any of the free resources that takes your fancy, and plan out your meals for the week. Then, write a list. You could try putting all of your recipes through an AI like ChatGPT and ask it to create you a list of all the ingredients along with the minimum quantities that you're going to need to buy. Take that list into the store with you and stick to it. Finally, stick to a budget too. Be very clear how much you want to spend on groceries each week and track your spending week by week. So, ditch the meal kits, folks. They're for the influencers, they're for the people getting sponsored. For everyone else, a little bit of planning can save you money, keep your food waste down, and you'll still be putting tasty, healthy meals on the table for your family. Give me a thumbs up and a comment if you like this one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.